Are an experienced team. We work together. We know what each other's roles are. And we know what's expected of each other. Hi guys, this is Foxglove from TeamBurn, and today we're following around Gaza. He's playing Domination, and we're going around on the map Resistance. We've put a lot of Resistance maps up recently, and it's still not one of my favourite maps, but everyone else seems to vote for it, so there we go. Standard opening on this map when you have the A flag is everyone capture A as quickly as possible and go for B. The reason you don't go for C is because if you go down those steps, you're just an absolute cannon fodder. They can put C4 on those vehicles at the bottom there. There's loads of little nice hidey places where you can camp out. Gaz does manage to actually get round here and get onto the C flag without much hassle, and we've already got the B flag. Unfortunately they got the A, so a bit of a weird opening that one. I do prefer, though I must admit, to have the A flag, for them, sorry, to have the A flag, for us to do the A trap. But it doesn't really matter on this map, to be perfectly honest. This is actually a really close match when you watch it, hence why it's such a long video. And it is a really good one when I put it up. It is also, spoiler alert, a Moab video. Gaz does get a Moab in this video. Another reason I'm putting this up, there's a lot of reasons to put this video up, but it's a good one, is one of my last videos when we TeamBurn all use Riot Shields, and I was on about Moabs and sort of how I think they're boring and you shouldn't really be, your aim of playing this game shouldn't be to get a Moab because it just doesn't make for good, exciting gameplay. You just sat back doing absolutely nothing, and yeah, this is the opposite of that. There is an exception which proves every rule, and I believe this is it. Gaz is an absolute beast on this game. He's doing really, really well. He's using his specialist, and he's using his favourite gun, the Scar, and he's just absolutely kicking ass on this game. He does really, really well. It's a rushing, not a Russian. Hello, I mean Victor. No, not a Russian. It's a rushing video. Moab. And he does really, really well camping those spots and pushing in, getting the flags and destroying the team. And I'm glad he does because, as I say, it was a really close gameplay. If Gaz had decided to sit back, maybe he wouldn't have gotten as many kills, stemmed the traffic quite as much, and we probably wouldn't have gotten the win. So, when it gets a bit more exciting, we'll come back to that. But the other reason I want to put this video up, yet another reason, is I want to talk a little bit about Black Ops 2 and perks, that kind of thing, because a lot of people have talked about obviously it's set in the future and there's going to be different weapons and stuff. Now, we did talk a little bit about this on Insert Ep7. There will be a link in the description if you want to go and check that out, where TeamBurn talk about Black Ops 2 a little bit. They've already kind of said they're not going to go laser beams and bloody lightsabers and all that kind of shit. But they are going to put obviously more futuristic weapons into the game, which I think is, to be fair enough. It's what we kind of wanted anyway. So look forward to that. But they haven't, well, I've also mentioned kill streaks. They've said they're going to be sort of quad rotors, possibly little robots and drones and stuff like that, which they've kind of come out and said they're going to be in the single player, so they're probably going to be in the multiplayer. What they haven't mentioned anything to do about yet is the perk system. Now, they have kind of kept the same sort of perk system all the way through. You get 3 slots. You get to pick from 5 or 6 perks within each slot. So it isn't just 18 and you pick 3. You have to sort of mix and match. You can't have necessarily all the ones you want. If you want Scavenger, but you also want Sleight of Hand, well, that's just tough if they're in the same perk slot. You choose one or the other. Unless, of course, you've got Specialist, but that's a different thing, because you can get all 8 obviously from that. Now, I was listening to a podcast interview with Mark Lamira, I think his name is, who's one of the head designers on over at Treyarch, and he was talking about the new way that single player is going to work. Now, single player, for those of you that haven't heard that interview or know much about it, COD does have a single player, people. Who'd have thought? What they've now said is, even if you fail a mission, it will progress the story. Now that's weird, because you see, if you go down and you're trying to do it on hardened or veteran or whatever you're trying to do it on, and you die, tough. You stay there, and the oh, here we go. Watch. I think it's this bit here. Just watch this where Gaz is camping the V flag here. He's got loads of incoming. He's took a grenade there. He's hurt. I think that's the second grenade he's actually took. He's being really good though. He's getting them through. He's got his marksman on, obviously, because he's got his specialist. So he's seeing the little red writing come up. Now watch. Look how close that grenade was. That was touching his nose, right? And he survived. Now I think he had about 1 health left, to be fair, but he survived that. Now, all right, he had blast shield on because he's got his specialist, but bloody hell, man, that should have killed him. I don't care who you are. If you were Chuck Norris, that would have fucking handed your ass back to you. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So he was very lucky not to die off that grenade, which is quite good actually, because he's still sort of getting in there and getting them out of this bookshop, which is a nice campy place if you've got B or whatever. So as I was saying, if you fail a mission in single player COD, you don't go back and redo the mission. It changes the story slightly, so the narrative will change, and certain different things will be unlocked and not unlocked, and probably your score will change and stuff like that, which is quite cool. It's changing the way the single player is going. I mean, they're not going to do it sort of to the nth degree where actually you can have different endings of the game. From what I believe, the ending is always going to be the same. It's just a case of how you get to the end and how quickly, how not quickly, whether your teammates are alive or not, whether you're alive or not, certain stuff like that. Now, oh bloody hell, we're getting dominated here and we're losing. Ooh, dear me. There's also different things I've heard from this Mark Lamier, who's said that, for instance, there'll be a mission. This is a very small isolated case, but there'll be a mission where you have to escort a VIP, and you can choose whether to either be a soldier on the ground helping escort him, or you can be a sniper in a high building somewhere giving cover. Now that to me is quite cool. You actually get to choose different ways of completing the same mission, and again, you can't go back. Once you've chose your path, you've chose your path. If you fail, it's different. Your VIP maybe didn't get to where he went to I don't know, sign off something to mean you get better equipment, or know a location, or know some secret way into a location, something like that. So it makes me think that they're going more like a sort of an MMO, like a World of Warcraft thing. Now, I don't think they're going to go to a complete kind of thing. They've already said we're not building an MMO here. It's Call of Duty. It's a first-person shooter. It always will be. But I'm thinking, like, they're obviously embracing things like Skyrim, because it's been one of the best games that's come out the last couple of years. They're embracing World of Warcraft, and they're embracing the new sort of MMOs that are coming up and about. Now, that got me thinking about the perk system. That maybe, just maybe, I'm not saying they are, but my thought is, instead of having a 3-tiered perk system where you pick whichever perk you want, why didn't they have attributes? Now, for those of you that kind of don't understand what I mean, or I haven't seen this before, basically you have sort of your character may get 40 points, for instance, okay, and you get to spend those points how you want. So you might have an attribute for, I'll take strength, okay? So your strength is 5, okay? It can be anywhere from 1 to 10, and you get 5 points as standard, already set in there, so you're medium. So if you take away strength, it means that you may run faster, and that you have a better ability to scavenge ammo because you don't carry as much of it because you're not as strong. Therefore, you have a greater ability to go through people's... there's the Moab, get in. Nice Moab there, guys, mate. So, you have the ability to scavenge, and you have the ability to be lighter. If you put more points into it, you have the ability to be stronger, which could possibly mean that you get to carry heavier weapons. Bloody hell, look at that. I think all of them were actually alive there when I went off as well. You get the ability to carry maybe more weapons, or maybe 2 weapons, or you move faster while you're carrying a heavy weapon, or you aim down sight faster. Now, all of these things could be sort of mixing and matching. So I'm not saying that, yeah, if you want to aim down sights, you've got to have 10 strength, because you might also have, say, dexterity, which could be dexterity, sort of how fast you move and how good you are with your hands, etc. That's what she said. And you could have Dexterity 10, which means that you reload faster, that you pull up to sights that little bit quicker, that you recover from equipment faster, all these kind of things that are kind of already in the game as it stands now, but it's a different way of achieving them. But it also means that if you have 40 points to spend, I'm making it up, I don't know what it could be 20, 10, whatever. It also means that you can't be a super soldier, you can't have everything. It could also, so you set yourself right, I've got to have a guy who's light on his feet, so his dexterity's up, his strength's down, his speed is up. He could have an attribute for stealth, so that's, it could have an attribute for age. So the older you make him, the more wise he is. So maybe he can see equipment. He can sort of, I don't know, maybe he's get a kill streaks faster because he's more. You know what I mean? He's been around the block a bit. He knows how to call things in faster on the radio, that kind of stuff. But because he's older, maybe he doesn't move as fast, and he doesn't have maybe the newest kind of weapons because he's used to his old style guns. I don't know. It could be weird ways and things of doing it. I'm just saying it's an idea. I've not heard anything on the grapevine, but it's my kind of idea. Just in case it comes out, you can say it came from me first. So I think that'll be quite cool. As I say, you could also even have, when you level up, you get an extra point, or every maybe 5 or 10 levels, you get an extra point to spend on your character. So you kind of are leveling up, because your character really never changes apart from the equipment you can get. So there we go, just some food for thought there. So there's guys, 200 for 197, really close gameplay. As I say, the team were down there at one point and were being dominated, and they managed to come back. Probably the guys as Moab, but there you go. There's nothing that hits morale than an enemy Moab going off, is there? And he gets his star player there, 5 for 1 kill streak. So very well done, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. On to, what did he get? 44 kills for 8 deaths. Pretty cool. So the 2 videos you may have missed. The TeamBurn Riot only. That's where we talk about how Moabs are crap. And I hope from this video, obviously, you can say that they're not, because it is a very good up-close rushing gameplay. If you want to know more about our thoughts on Black Ops 2, please have a look at Insert Ep7. It is split into 2 parts because of technical issues. That's the link to the first part. Please go and check that out. As I say, it's really worthwhile. We really do enjoy doing those shows. So thank you very much for watching, guys.